Okay, so string slicing is something that is really another really important thing. Um, so here's a tip. Python sees a string as a list of characters. So a lot of the things you can do with an array, you can do with a Python string because it sees it as a list of characters. If I take a string like this, I can actually use a for loop to go letter by letter through that. And that's what I was talking about with the password, is I just throw it in a for loop, and then I can take that letter and I can say, or that character, and I can say, is it alpha? Is it whatever? And do something with it. So if I wanted to take this code and that should be lowercase. There we go. Um, even if I throw in some other stuff here, that's a real mess. But if I say all I want to keep about that string, I want to get rid of everything that is not an an alphabet letter, uppercase or lowercase is fine, or a space. I want to get rid of everything that's not one of those two things. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, rather than just print those letters, because if I just print them, it just looks like this. I don't want them to print. I'm going to put them in a new string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a blank string and call it str new. And every time I see something that is a letter or a space, I'm going to add that to the new string. And then when I get done processing that, I'm going to print that new string. I'm going to print it out. And so now what I get is this clean. So that's a really quick and easy way to process a string and get rid of stuff you don't want. Okay, so that's a really easy way to do this. Go ahead, take your shot. I just need to give you the slide control so you could take your picture and then you could advance the slide for me. Okay, so slicing strings. Another way to slice a string is to take a string and treat it like an array. So if I want to take a string like this, and then I want to get a subsection of that string, I can give it index, beginning, and end. So if I start at index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, right, and go to 10, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I get 3 to 10. That's what the new string, that's what it returns. Now I'm not taking anything away from this. str text is still str text after I do this. It still says Bakersfield College. This is just returning that piece of the string. So I would need to assign that to a variable or print it or something. I could also give it a 0 and a -1, which means start at the first and end one character from the end. So negative number says how many characters do I go back this way. Here's another argument. Okay, so the first two arguments are beginning and end. This is a step, meaning how many steps do I take in between. If I give it nothing, nothing, and then 2, it will take out every other letter in that string. If you want to scramble things up, or you want to separate strings into two things, there's a lot of reasons you could do this. Here's my favorite application of this, though. If I say colon -1 here, it reverses the string, because a negative, it basically says, let's keep the whole string, but let's do it backwards. That is the easiest way in Python to reverse a string, by the way. Very useful in text processing to reverse strings.